Chapter 3 of Persuasion, at Kellynch Hall, Mr. Shepherd notes that the end of the war has meant the return of Navy officers, who may need residences. While warning Sir Walter Elliot that rumors surrounding the renting of his home may begin to spread, Mr. Shepherd volunteers to review applications. When Sir Walter seems reluctant to grant a tenant the full use of his property, Mr. Shepherd once again volunteers to handle matters. Anne jumps to support the Navy's rights. Mr. Shepherd and Mrs. Clay agree, but Sir Walter criticizes sailors for their obscure birth and weathered looks. Coincidentally, or not, the first application Mr. Shepherd receives is from an admiral. After viewing other places, the wealthy Somersetshire native shows interest in Kellynch Hall. When Mr. Shepherd mentions the prospective tenants, Admiral Croft and his wife, Sir Walter is unimpressed. Following Anne's detailed account of the man's career, Mr. Shepherd vouches for the admiral personally, character and background. When Mr. Shepherd mentions that Mrs. Croft is the sister of someone who lived nearby, he cannot recall the name. Anne offers it, Mr. Wentworth. Sir Walter speaks poorly of him, so Mr. Shepherd changes the subject. But it's clear Anne has some kind of association with the family. As Mr. Shepherd and Mrs. Clay try to persuade Sir Walter to rent to a Navy officer, in fact an admiral, the theme of persuasion builds tension, furthering the plot by pitting the characters against Sir Walter. Mr. Shepherd's insistence on handling all matters may seem completely businesslike, even abrasive. As a lawyer, he may have monetary interests. Mrs. Clay supports her father's opinions. As Mr. Shepherd brings her with him often, her presence may be part of a plan to ingratiate herself with Sir Walter and Elizabeth. Anne has considerable knowledge of and support for the Navy. Her involvement with Mrs. Croft's brother is hinted at in the close of this chapter. Only Sir Walter's motivations are transparent, and his attitudes unchanging. Anne states mostly facts, like Admiral Croft's military career, Wentworth's name, and she notes her opinions with, I think. Kind and soft-spoken, she seems overlooked when she speaks, and appears essentially invisible to others.